One of the biggest myths about magicians is that we can find a chosen card because of our skill. But that doesn't make sense if you think about it, because how can skill help if we don't even know what is the chosen card? For this, we use a method that is so simple that you can even learn it yourself. Usually what happens is the following. We have a shuffled deck of cards, usually shuffled by the spectator themselves, and then they choose any card they want. Let's say they choose this 10 of hearts. And usually, while they are choosing the card and putting it back in the deck, the magician is turned over. So again, you can know what is the position or what is the chosen card. For this, we use a mark that differentiates the chosen card from the rest of the deck. But as the back design has so many things, if you don't know what you're looking for, you can't see it. But maybe if I tell you that it's in the color, you can pay attention and see that the color is a little bit different on all the cards. On all the cards except from one card right here in the middle of the deck, that is exactly the chosen card. The most important thing in this magic trick is to set a clear starting point in the spectator mind without telling them. And what do I mean with this? What I mean is that while you're explaining your presentation, telling them that we as magicians don't use a sleight of hand to find a chosen card, that the method is much more simple, while we explain all of this and perform these apparently innocent moves, we are creating the illusion that the whole deck is red. That is the starting point, a red deck of cards, and the end point will be a blue deck of cards. So in order for the spectator to believe that the deck is red, we don't have to tell them, because in fact all the cards are blue except for only 2 red cards. If we tell them, look, I have a red deck of cards, or all they are going to do is to not believe us, because we are magicians, we are going to try to trick them. So if we tell them, look, I have a red deck of cards, they're going to think, okay, there has to be some tricky part on the color of the card, and they're going to try to find that tricky part. And of course, what they will ask us is, can I see all the cards? And we cannot do that. So that is why it is important to don't tell them, look, I have a red deck of cards. Not with words, but with acts, with how we perform the trick. So for this, we have a blue deck of cards, we have 2 red cards on top, and we put those cards on the box, on our red box. And now we are ready to perform. When we go to our spectator, we pull out our cards and we tell them, we don't tell them, look, I have a red deck of cards. We tell them, look, I'm going to show you how magicians find cards. And just as natural as that, we pull out the deck, and when they see a red box and a red deck of cards, without telling them, they already think, okay, they have a red deck of cards. They don't even think, they are sure, because how else could it be? So with this is the first action, to just pull out a red deck of cards from a red box. Again, the deck is actually blue, but they don't know that. And now, when we explain them that we are going to teach them how we find cards, that this is not about a sleight of hand, because how can a sleight of hand help if we don't know the card or where it is? And now what I've done is I've spreaded the cards, but face up. This will also give the illusions that they saw all the cards when they actually did, but not face down. Of course, they saw them face up. But at the end of the trick, they will remember that they saw every single card. So this small movement, but without giving it too much attention, just saying, we can't use a sleight of hand to find a chosen card, because if we don't know what the card is, how are we going to use a sleight of hand? With this simple movement, they remember that they saw all the cards, but again, face up. And now, when we square all the deck, we're going to get a break on the bottom card, because we're going to do this Hindu shuffle that will give the illusion that the whole deck is red while we mix, when in reality, again, there are only 2 red cards. So how we do this? Okay, so we have the 2 red cards on top. In this case, I usually put the 10 of hearts, which is the card I memorize and I will pull out later on as the chosen card, and then another random cards. You can use any cards you want, but I usually use this. Okay, so I have them on top. I show that the cards face up, telling them that we can use a sleight of hand, and when I square everything up in mechanics grip, I grab with my right hand of middle grip, middle and ring finger on the short top edge, thumb on the short bottom edge. And now the index is on top, and this allows us to riffle through the cards with our thumb. We only need to riffle through the first card, which is the first red card, okay? When we do this, we are going to put our pinky finger on top of that card, getting a pinky break. A pinky break is basically a separation between one card and the rest of the cards. So in this case we have that red card, our pinky, and the rest of the deck. Okay, so in real time we show the cards, we square, we get a pinky, we riffle one card, we get our pinky right there, and we square everything up. So we are apparently holding the deck, but in reality we have that separation right there. Okay, now what we're going to do is a Hindu shuffle, but grabbing the top pile and then discard. This will make the illusion that the packet that we just cutted is also red, and it comes from the middle of the deck, as if all the cards were red. But look, from the top, it looks like this. Okay, we pull up a packet and it's red, but from the bottom, it looks like this. Okay, so we get a break, we pull both packets, one from the top and the card from the bottom, and it's like this. Okay, first you need to know how the Hindu shuffle is performed. You hold in mechanics grip, you come with your middle and ring finger on the long right edge, thumb on the opposite edge, and the same fingers but with your palm face up. You have with your right hand your palm face down, with your left hand your palm face up, and you are going to separate a packet with your thumb, with your left thumb, and then pull it over like so, and you leave it in mechanics grip. Then you come again with this packet underneath the right packet, you separate the packet and you pull it over like so. So this is the regular Hindu shuffle, in which we just pull some packets out. Okay, so what is happening is that the thumb separates and then you pull it with these three fingers, middle, ring, and thumb. Okay, the same with both hands. Now when you combine it with the break, with this break that you have on this card, you pull the top card with these three fingers, but the pinky is holding this bottom card and it's pulling this bottom card over. So we get it like so, and then we just put the rest of the packets on top. While we perform this, it's important to make some natural gestures so the spectator sees that the packets are still red. While we mix, the packets are red. We are always showing the same card, so when we pull a packet, we are always showing this one. But for the illusion that creates for the spectator is that we are mixing from the rest, from the middle of the packet, make some gesture, they see both cards red, and then we keep shuffling and they are still red. So it's important again to don't do it like this. Okay, so we have here, we're going to mix this deck of cards. Look, all the cards are red because if we give it too much attention, the spectator will notice that there is something weird about the color. So what we do is, while we are explaining, make some natural gesture, and this will allow the spectator to pick a little bit at the color of the back design. Okay, so what we tell them is, of course, we need to know first what the card is, because if not, we cannot use a sleight of hand, or we can say we don't use a sleight of hand because we are lazy magicians and we use another method that is much simpler. So while we talk and we are giving importance to another thing that is our explanation, we show a little bit the back design, and again this gives the illusion that the packets, that all the cards are red. Now this packet that we have on our left hand, we put it face down. So again, they see a red card, and this the same. You can do two things. You can put it face up and then flip it over without the blue cards being seen. That's important. Or if you are a little bit scared that this will show any blue cards, because it can, you can just grab it with the other hand and turn it around. Because again, this one is very easy, but this one we cannot turn it over at the position we are. So we need another hand to turn it over. Now you can just make a riffle shuffle. And we are going to put the 10 of hearts, which is right here, in the middle, and the 6 of spades, or any card you have there, on top. Okay, so it's important that when you make a riffle shuffle, one card goes on the middle, right here, and another one goes on top. For this, when I do the Hindu shuffle, I always leave this packet smaller. So when I do the riffle shuffle, this goes into the middle. How you perform the riffle shuffle is very easy. You have one packet in front of the other one, and with the same fingers as before, you grab from the corners that are more near them. Okay, so right here, index on top, middle ring on the top, a thumb on bottom. The thumb is the one that is going to riffle the cards one by one. You are going to put the corners near, and then this will allow you the cards to interlace one by one. Okay, so this is the Riffle shuffle. It's important that you don't make it diagonal, because then the spectator will see that the cards are blue. It's important that you make it like this, so these fingers cover the color of the card. So you make a Riffle shuffle, and that's all. If you don't know how to make a Riffle shuffle, you can just like pull the cards without making a Riffle shuffle, just pulling, like pushing like this, and this will mix them up. Okay, so that's it. We are just creating the illusion that the cards are all red. And now we are in this situation. We have a red card on top. We have some blue cards, our 10 of hearts, which is going to be the chosen card, and again the rest are all blue. So while we tell the spectator that that a fictional spectator will choose a card, we look for that 10 of cards. Of course, the blue 10 of hearts, I pull it out so I don't make a mistake, and then I look for that 10 of hearts, which is right here. I pull it out, I put this deck again face down, and while I tell them that the magician will be turned over, I put the card inside, in the middle, and I square. And the only thing I need to do right now is to make a color change. In this case, I made a nice color change, but you can perform any color change you want. The nice color change puts the top card on the second position, because you are putting one card on top while you cover, and then the only thing you need to do is to make a spread without showing that red card, and this will reveal the chosen card. Okay, so I'm going to teach you this color change, but you have a video in which I explain 7 color changes, and you can perform any one you want that changes the top card into another card. So the Ernest, the Cardini, there are multiple options that I have taught in that tutorial that will be in the description. Okay, so in this case we have again the chosen card, the 10 of hearts, on the middle, and we need to perform the Ernest color change. So for this, all that is happening is that we push the top card to the front and the bottom card towards us, and we put it on top and then square everything, but that at the same time that we cover. So for this, with our pinky, we're going to contact the top right corner and push that card at the same time that we flip our hand. So when we do this, our pinky contacts that card, extends, moving that top card to the front. Okay, so when we do this, the top card, we have pushed it forward, and then with these two muscles, we contact this card and pull it towards us, move it to the top of the deck, and then with our index on our left hand, we square everything up. Okay, so in real time, this is like this. We show the card, we move it like this, and we have the card already forward. Then we push it backwards. Look, we are pushing this card backwards and then to the front. We push this card backwards and then square everything up, and the color change happens. So again, if you want to see an exposed view, we pull the bottom card, we push it forward, square, and the color change happens. Again, you have this color change and 6 other color changes explained in the link that you have in the description. So this is the trick. I hope you enjoy. Again, practice, and you will, I'm sure, amaze everyone with this magic trick. And please, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. It's completely free, but it helps me keep motivated to keep sharing these amazing magic tricks, because it's a lot of work to think this trick, practice them, and show it, teach it to them. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, subscribe, hit the like button, and if you want to learn more amazing magic, go to illusionandcards.com/learn, and you can subscribe to my free newsletter. There's a link also in the description. See you next week. Bye bye.